that main, oh my gosh, look at this. This is where the Hale Mau Mau erupted lately and sent all that sulfur ash over to the Kona side and Honolulu. Everybody got it. Everybody raved about how terrible it was. We live 8 miles away, well, 10 miles away from this one, and we didn't get any because it went around us. We're kind of like upwind of it, and then we're kind of in a little basin. So we get pretty well spared. You can feel it a little bit. The asthma gets a little worse sometimes. But our air was much cleaner. In fact, our air is cleaner most of the time because we live upwind. The northeast trades are usually the prevailing winds, and as you can see from the maps, that we are upwind. And how smart of us to be upwind. Not that we planned it that way. When we bought our property, it was like sight unseen, and what can we get? And it was a big boom in real estate that year. I think it was like 1989, 1990, right? And everybody was buying up everything, and there was a big feeding frenzy between all the realtors, and so we got in on the tail end of that. What was so nice about a subdivision like this, with no paved roads, no what do you call them? Infrastructure, no infrastructure. So in order for people to sell, and this is an old subdivision, born in 1957, same age as my kid, and now he's over 50, so that's how old the subdivision is, right? And yet there's still very few houses in here. It still looks like a jungle. And what houses are here mostly are down in, and you can't see them. The driveway goes in and disappears in the jungle, and you have no idea who's back there. It's like privacy. Oh my God, it's so wonderful. I know it's going to end every day, any day. Our neighbors could plow up their lots, and I would be left without my privacy. Check out this one. Isn't that the land just keeps going on? Whoever knew? From Minnesota, I never gave it a thought. A volcano, dirt, stone, rock. I knew every spring we dug up rocks because the frost heat would bring them up to the surface, but I never really understood how that worked until I got to this island and got to look at all the land that's still rock. I mean, the lava flow comes out and just rolls along. The cover. Okay, now we have our book ready to put the binder on. There it is. My book on the lava flow. Isn't that great? Okay, so we want to put a binder in it. I've got several to choose from here. We can do a great big one like this, right? But we don't need one that big for that. You kind of like set your book down, set your binder alongside of it, and ask yourself just how much do you want to put it around, or how much do you need flat? I could save this for a fatter book. So I will. And I'll use, well, I could even use this little blue one that matches this, but make it kind of tight though. Is it too tight? Maybe we could try it and see if it's too tight. I'll show you how you do that. Okay, we'll try. Now you have to put it in with the binders loose on the top, right? Now you can go down to Office Max or whatever and find their new binders. Probably even, I don't know if they do that, but and they're much smaller and more compact than this, but basically the same. And I think you can get the same kind of binding from them. Good. IBICO is who has this machine. However you pronounce that. You got to hold these so all of them get in here at the same time, because if they don't, you got to start over. All right, I've got them in there. Let's check that out and see if that's true. Well, that isn't too bad. Let's try it open. Yeah, that opens okay. Will it go along here? Yeah. Now it would be nice to check and see if I got them all right side up, right? Here's one going by. Oh my, it's so nice to have this bound after all this time. I've been going to do this a long time. I'm so glad I saved it for you. So there you are. We have a book on our Lava flow. How about that shot, huh? Okay, so we did that book. Now, the next thing I want to show you is what you do when you're doing the big guy like I showed you before, hot smoking for the elderly. You saw the, get this out of the way, so see there. You saw the pot smoking for the elder. You see how thick it is, and you see the binding on it. Now, before I can get to this point, I have to have the basics ready, right? And so I put it in a book like this, and in order to get it ready, because you don't know what you want where. So this is the kind of book, and as you can see, this is a very handy kind of a book to have, because you can drop this down out of your way. So if you're working like this, you don't need the whole table, because as the leaf book, this is the most fantastic way. And so then I showed you the label so you can see for yourself what works when you've got a big book with color pictures and word processing that you want to put together. You need a notebook to get ready, right? So that way this works very good, because now you have your photo that that gives you the cover photo, and then you have the print from your word processing, and then you have the two together to remind you what they're supposed to look like, right? Got it. So here's the two together to let you know how they're supposed to look. And this one in particular, I ran out of ink. You can see how it isn't supposed to be. The ink is my middle name, running out of ink. It's always. And then there's the right and the privilege page. Here it is already, the two put together. Here it is before the pictures on it, like this, coming off your word processor. Print up a page of that, and then print up your color on it. So you want to run it on both sides of your page. You have to be ready for that, right? So in this case, I love this picture. I'm going to show you this because we're in Hazel's house. And I've always liked rainbows. It wasn't until after I painted rainbows on Hazel's house that somebody says, "What, are you a bunch of lesbians over there?" And I went, wait a minute. I resent that. Why should the lesbians get the rainbow sign? That's not fair. We all get the rainbow sign. They can't take that away from us. I mean, we don't have to be a lesbian to like a rainbow, do we? I mean, gee whiz. That was a low blow when somebody said that to me. I went, what? I didn't even know what they were talking about. I had to go investigate. But see, here's how it looks, right? Doc and Doll, Doc and Doll. Doc is my husband. He's my doctor, D-O-K. And is abbreviated to N. And Doll, that's me. I'm his gorgeous doll. And that's spelled D-O-L. So you get D-O-K and D-O-L is Doc and Doll. Doc and Doll Press is behind all of this. That's us. My darling husband and me. That's my third husband, over 20 years already. I don't know how that happens, but there we are. So now you've seen how this works in both full-on color print binder, and so we should say goodbye for this one, huh? We've done it. How many minutes did we do? Oh my goodness, 27 minutes. Well, that's going to be a throwout, isn't it? Who's going to listen to 27 minutes of binding? Well, who knows? We'll call it right there, huh?